Hello, my name is Ross Halpern. I'm a mind-body psychologist, a health psychologist, or a pain psychologist. I'd like to talk more today about the mind-body connection. And when physicians send patients to me to be evaluated, one of the first things patients say when they come in is, I don't know why I'm here. Are you saying this is all in my head? Or is the doctor saying, my pain isn't real, my injuries aren't real, it's all in my head? I don't see much of a difference between the mind and the body. I don't see them as separate. One of the major factors that occurs is when we are traumatized as a child, there's changes in hormones that occur that mimic a fight or flight reaction. A fight or flight reaction produces hormones that push blood to the periphery so we can make quick moves to escape or attack a predator. And that is designed for our survival. The release of these hormones over time can create chronic inflammation in the body that eventually causes the body to deteriorate later in life. So when people are crippled with arthritis later in life, and then I address their, have you ever been traumatized as a child, they always tell me, oh, I've had a horrific childhood, I don't want to talk about it, but it doesn't bother me, I don't think about it, it doesn't affect me, but they're crippled with arthritis at a very early age. And maybe consciously it is not affecting them, but unconsciously it is manifesting in this global body deterioration. And when I tell patients that we might have treatments for this pain, but sometimes you have to address your past, sometimes you don't, patients are terrified. They often grow up in homes where there is nobody to talk to. Either their parents were alcoholics or abusive, or if they talked back to their parents, they would be smacked or hit, and they were told to stuff their feelings. And it's the example is putting a Tasmanian devil under your shirt and holding it there for years, and then smiling and pretending like nothing is going wrong. Eventually, the body is going to fall apart and you're going to create fibromyalgia, arthritic symptoms. The idea of trusting a therapist and finding a therapist to talk to is terrifying. It's much easier to trust a drug or a medication. You have control over it. When you're upset, you just take this pill and you don't have to deal with your feelings, as opposed to surrendering and opening up to a therapist that might judge you or abandon you. It's very scary, and I get it. I often tell patients, instead of trying this 3-level back fusion, why don't you first try counseling? Because your surgeon says you don't need to do the fusion right now. You can try counseling right now. If that doesn't work and doesn't help your pain, then we can always opt in trying the fusion. So many patients would say, no, let's just do the fusion, because the idea of talking is terrifying. And one of the things I've observed over the years connected to back pain is grief. I see this almost on a daily basis, and what I often observe is people develop back pain when they turn the same age as their parents, when their parents pass, or on the anniversaries of their parents passing. It's much safer to address back pain from an emotional standpoint than to address the grief and loss of the father. Thank you. We'll talk more about this next time.